Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone, and Kyle Whittingham is back in the news. He's always been a good quote, PK. He'll say stuff, and he's saying stuff again. He says $50 million college football rosters will occur in the 2027 recruiting cycle. Say goodbye to that $20 million cap other people were talking about. That's not happening. Just blowing right through that. Just read a thing that college basketball is headed for $20 million rosters and college football for $50 million rosters. So there's going to be schools spending $70,000. Not to mention a bunch who can't quite keep up, but it'll be close at 50 or 60 million, whatever.
Yeah.
So what is the breaking point? Bum, bum, bum. Ryan says, I don't know, but sooner is better. Get this thing figured out and level the playing field. I don't think you and I believe that's going to happen, do we?
Has the playing field ever been leveled?
No.
The answer to that is no, it is not.
So why level it now?
It's not about to get level either.
I was going to say it's never been level and never will be level.
Right,
but okay.
So why do it now? What's the reasoning? If it's never really been, why would I want it now?
Well, if your team has 60% of the money of the big dogs, you'd love to see a level playing field. That'd be the motivation for some
people.
people.
It's never going to be level because it doesn't matter. Just say for instance it is. You're going to go to Ohio State or you're going to go to Chico State if you're an NFL guy. And suppose both have the same amount of money.
You're still going to go to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Right. Even if they get a salary cap on players, and I got to say that is hard to see that happening. Several things that have to happen. Players have to be declared employees. I think everybody's known that for at least 5 years, and nobody is even talking about it, let alone moving towards it. But even if that happened, Ohio State would just go back to what they used to have. They have an advantage. They pay the best coaches. They have an advantage because they have the best facilities. They have an advantage because they travel in style. I mean, they'll find another place to get an advantage.
Well,
they got all the history and tradition.
They don't have to find it. It's already at their front door. All they got to do is open the door, knock, and the blessings will flow unto you. Plus, too, it's not really talked about, but and this is something that has been out there as it should, that you could get set up if you're not a pro player a lot better in Columbus, in that area, than you could other places. And so it's to the old thing, you're not making a four-year decision, you're making a 40-year decision. So it's never going to be even. The teams that have the shot to win it all, they're the same teams. And, yeah, Indiana got in there. Good for them. And that's why we remember it so much, besides the fact that it was this season, because it is the exception. And if it were passed around, it would not be near the big deal that it is.
Chris, I would think Michigan would be up there. I'm with you, Chris. I think Michigan would be up there too.
Right.
Jared, is Kyle still whining?
No.
I don't think he's whining. I think he's been out there doing interviews, which he's kind of got to introduce himself around the state.
He's put himself out there, yeah.
Yeah, plus he's a national story, so national, not just mid-local, but national people want to talk to him too.
100%.
And I suspect that's just a question he got asked, so he gave him an answer.
No, actually, you could argue that he was whining when he was with the Utes because they were never going to be able to be at the top. Well, Michigan can be at the top, so he's just stating matter of fact.
Yep.
And that's the way that it's going to be, and he has the insight and the expertise to voice his opinion on this. I don't think he was voicing a negative opinion or an alarmist opinion. He's just telling it like it is. This is where we're going, people.
Yeah.
And unless there are some guardrails, I don't think he's screaming from the mountaintop, we got to have guardrails. He's just saying, unless there are some rules and some, not necessarily limitations, but some type of management that is across the board, this is what we're going to have.
It's easy to see how he would have gotten that question in an interview, because if he had stayed here, if circumstances were different, he would have gotten that question here. One of those Monday press conferences or after practice one day, somebody would have said, where's this going? How much money are you going to have to spend next year?
Yeah, he's been talking about it.
$50 million. Yeah.
Well, he talked about it's going up 15, 20% every year.
Yeah. Aaron says Kyle's got 2 years to make it work. With that amount of money, they're going to want to see quick results.
Well, that's a fact. Man, it's two different stories, but yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to want to see results this fall.
Yeah. Well, you can look at Michigan football. The last guy got 2 years.
Yeah, but there
were other factors.
That was significantly other factors.
But you can look around football and find coaches getting fired after 2 or 3 bad years. It's not surprising.
Well, even less. But that's you really got to hit bottom.
Yeah.
The running back who coached
UCLA.
Yeah.
That was a very quick decision at UCLA.
Yeah. Those things can happen. That's not news. If that were to come to that, he already knows that. You're expected to win. It's kind of, in a sense, it's kind of gross that you got guys in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who care that much about the result of a college football game that they're willing to pour in that amount of money. It just seems out of whack.
And David is right there with you. College athletics are going to price a lot of us out. It's going to become like pro sports and be mainly corporate if it isn't already.
Well, why does it price you out? This is not true. Why would it price you out?
Because he used to have the money to afford the tickets, and they keep going up, and at some point he can't afford them anymore.
Then watch it on television.
Yeah.
Far more people watch it on television than go to the games.
But there are people who desperately want to go to their favorite team's games in person.
Yeah, but they don't matter.
I know, and he's lamenting that. He knows it too. He can see it coming.
The price of a television and some type of subscription service. Now, that could price people out from there. But the fact is, if you're being priced out of that, you probably don't have the money to buy what the advertisers are selling you anyway. So the reality is they don't care about you.
They do not. I think that's why that story we had earlier about the NFL TV schedule being announced, or the NFL schedule being announced a week late because they're working on a TV deal. Well, they're working on a streaming deal for more money. And you're right. The people who are going to pay for that, if you can't afford Amazon or Netflix or whoever else ends up buying this, they don't care.
They're not targeting you and their products anyway. And if Bob gets priced out, but Joe then gets priced in, well, you're even.
I have literally heard that from somebody who prices tickets.
When? As recently as yesterday?
Nope.
Oh, dang it.
Probably 2 or 3 years ago.
As recently as 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, got it.
If someone cancels their season tickets, they'd rather sell 2 half-season ticket plans because they sell them for about 60% of the 50% of the games for 60% of the money. And
I understand what you're saying. So you get 120% instead of 100. Well, right. Yeah, whatever you have to do to be creative to sell your product. But right. I mean that the fans are always going to be there. That I am done with. Well, fans are going to check out.
Because we've been told a lot of times fans are going to check out, and we're old enough. We've sat around and watched it, and guess what? They haven't checked out.
No.
If anything, people are checking into sports more than ever. Sports is having a bigger moment than more than ever. There's more teams and more leagues, drawing more eyeballs, having more games televised. You were just talking about what it was like when we were, both teenagers and in our 20s. There's way more sports available. This is the golden era. Now, you got to pay for a lot of it, but there's still a lot of stuff over the air for free. I mean, every weekend the networks are committed to it, and now Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, which when we were kids, that wasn't happening. Prime time.
Well, you got to pay for it
there.
unless you go to a sports bar and watch it. I mean, who was it? Indiana. Was it Indiana and Oregon? Did they play in a semifinal this year? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a Friday night, and I'm down in Phoenix, and I'm like 2 miles from ASU, and it's just this place that I've gone to many times over the years, and so we went there because we were coming from the other side of the valley and meeting the infamous Jill, who was coming from the east side, and so we were
infamous Jill.
We were meeting there, and it was essentially
Like
located.
nobody wants to cook dinner. Let's go eat and watch the game.
And the place was packed.
Yeah,
literally packed. People are screaming and yelling, and this is no local connection here. But my guess is most of the folks there, if they were any form of connected to Arizona sports, were rooting for Indiana because nobody wants to see Oregon win.
Well, and there's a lot of Big Ten alumni who've moved to Arizona. All those snowbirds, they don't come from just Chicago. And even so, they may have come from Chicago, but 10 years before that, 20 years before that, they were at Indiana.
And the joke was understated or unspoken was, well, we're not going to root for Oregon because they got Phil Knight who paid for all this.
Right.
Well, Big Doug Indiana sitting over there, Little Sisters of the Poor when it comes to money.
They got Mark Cuban, right?
I know. Isn't that a joke?
Everybody's got somebody writing checks, but Phil's been out there longer and is easier to loathe.
Right, and he's a huge name.
Right.
And he has been out there for 30 years.
And he's a very visible presence at games.
Right. Right. And
I mean, he's actually a little mini rock star. He shows up on social media at games. It's not his account. I mean, he's walking into the game. Now, granted, he's going to walk in, he's going to go to a luxury suite, and he's going to put on headsets and listen to the offensive coordinator call the plays. But nonetheless, he's just walking outside the stadium, and you'll see it. People take photos of him, and they'll go viral on social media.
Yeah,
Phil's at the game. Well, of course he
88
is.
years old now.
Why wouldn't he
But
be?
it's like Phil Knight is just another guy now. He was
true.
just at the forerunner of what is commonplace. So I'm no longer going to crack on Phil Knight in Oregon. Not necessarily going to root for him.
Texas Tech or
but the list goes on and on.
Oregon is just basically a hooker.
Quoted in ESPN.
Right.
Yeah.
Oregon now is just another bankrolled football program. And good for them. There was a thing when the Michigan job was being out there, and Dillingham's name was being mentioned, and so it's like they got together for bowl practice. So that was the first time that Dillingham's been able to stand in front of the media, and at that point I don't know if the job was offered or whatever. I don't remember all the details, but he was clear he was staying, right? And he said, "Now here's what we need to do. We need to get somebody in the Valley or wherever who is going to give us $20 million. And then I'm going to make that guy the most famous person in the Phoenix area."
We got half of it.
And so this past week, they got a guy who, big booster dude with big money, endowed the coaching position for $10 million. And now this guy is going to get a level of fame.
Yep.
And this guy comes out and says, it's about time that we get behind Sun Devil football and the rallying and the strong young man that he can develop. And, I thought they should have started playing Onward Christian Soldiers or something. I mean, it just, wow, this is something that's just going to benefit us all. And I'm thinking, come on. But what the heck? It's, he's halfway there. And it sets up an endowment that goes on for, I guess, I don't know, forever, how much those guys make. Yeah, some guy named Sweaty, Swette is his name. And he and his wife have established the Sweaty family endowed football coach position. Good for them. Way to go. Somebody wants to do that? What the heck? Now, this guy has donated millions before, but it's been to the academics. Well, who the crap cares about the academics?
Nobody knew who he was.
I was like, eh.
Thanks for getting, being the chair of the biology department or whatever, but yeah.
They have a Center for Environmental Biotechnology and Sustainable Food Systems. And the university's academic status has risen a lot in recent years.
Oh, yeah. I think it's totally I think it's under discussed. Maybe they talk about it then there. But if the Big Ten expands and wants more teams in the West, their academics are way better. In 40 years, leaps and bounds. Aren't they AAU now?
Yeah.
That American Association of Universities? And with all the Big Ten alumni down there, why would the Big Ten not want ASU? That seems to me like an obvious move by the Big Ten.
So good for him now and good for all the fans. Now he's given money to endow the football coach position because Dillingham just turned 36 the other day, and I think they might be a sleeper from what guys are telling me from down there. They might be a sleeper, not in the way they were 2 years ago. That's the ultimate sleeper. But they might be a sleeper in terms of being a little bit
underappreciated,
under-respected right now. Because, with the Levitt kid leaving and all that stuff. So we'll have to see. And then if they are, then we're going to go through it again. If he rolls out a 10-2 season next December, it's going to be the same stuff all over again with is he going to leave?
Well, they were 6-3 in conference last year, even with the problems they had. It's not like they fell off the map. I mean, they didn't win it like they did the year before, but they were good.
Right. They're okay, yeah.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.